Instagram have just leaked another huge change to the algorithm. So today I'm going to run you through what these changes are, how they're going to affect you, as well as most importantly, how you can use these to increase your reach and growth on the platform. It was only last week that I published a video titled "The Instagram Algorithm Just Changed," which was a video about a big update about original content being pushed more in the feed. And already, just about 10 days later, there's already another massive change. So if you want to stay up to date with future changes that come, make sure you subscribe to the channel and leave a like on the video. So what is this new change? Well, I actually noticed this before the announcement, and I started taking some screenshots and some screen recordings of what was changing because I thought something was a little bit off and I wanted to make a video investigating. But now the CEO of Instagram, Adam Mosseri, has came out and publicly announced it. He started out this announcement by saying,
"We're moving Instagram to a place where video is a bigger part of the home experience, where the content is more immersive, it takes up more of the screen."
Which essentially means they're moving towards the style of feed that you see on TikTok, which is also how the current Reels feed looks. Like if you go watch a Reel and then you watch another one and another one, that's how it currently looks. They're bringing that now to the home feed. Because, like they say, this is more immersive, it captures people's attention better, and usually it's going to maintain it better. This feature is why people spend more time on TikTok than they do on Instagram. And so obviously Instagram are now implementing this into their platform to try and beat out TikTok and stop them from stealing all the attention. Now, what he said next is also very interesting, and I don't think many people picked up on it. He went on to say,
"Takes up more of the screen, where a larger part of feed are recommendations, things we think you might love but you might not have heard of yet, and where you have more control over the experience."
Which essentially means you're going to be seeing more explore/suggested content being pushed into your home feed. A couple of years ago, the home feed was literally only content from people that you follow. Then a couple of years ago, they made a slight change, and so once you got through all of the content from people that you followed, there was a suggested feed where they suggested content and profiles that you might enjoy and you might get some benefit out of, which was quite a good idea. Then they added suggested content into your home feed. So every 4 or 5 posts, there'll be 4 or 5 posts from people you follow, and then it would be a suggested piece of content, a viral reel, an interesting post, based on what they think you'd like. Now, interestingly, he said where you have more control over the experience, which is rather odd, considering full control over the experience would be just showing you content from people that you follow. So you choose who you follow, you see content from those people, and any time, like the more they're adding suggested content, is each time taking away control from the end user. I'm not saying that is a good or a bad thing, because I think it's probably going to make it more interesting and more engaging, but it is less control, which is the opposite of what he said. Anyway, so the 2 key changes is, firstly, they're going to allow content to take up a larger amount of the screen in the home feed, almost taking up the entire screen when you scroll. And then secondly, they're going to be added more suggested content from people that you don't follow into your home feed. I guess this is potentially also why they brought out the favorites and following feeds a couple months ago, is so people can toggle between them, and so you can go to just following and so you can go to just favorites, which does, granted, give you more control, but the suggested content, yeah. But anyway, how will this affect you and how can you use this to your advantage? Well, the first one is simple. Start creating content in that 9:16 format. And that is the same format that you would post to stories, where it takes up the whole of your screen essentially, and is just like recording content vertically on a phone. So if I were to open up stories on here and record me, making this YouTube video, then that would be recorded in the 9:16 format. That is what they are looking for you to post. Not only is this content seen as more engaging on a mobile platform, but more often than not, the algorithm is also going to give a slight boost to this, because not only is it more engaging, but it's a new format of content that they're pushing harder. And so you'll get a bit of extra reach. It won't mean that a bad post that's not very well put together is going to all of a sudden get a ton of reach, but it will increase your chances, or it'll increase your tickets in the raffle. Now, the second one has a little bit more to it, more than simply changing the format in which you film your content. But by adding suggested content into the feed, it is taking away some of the reach from like the home feed and giving it to suggested content. Now, technically it'll still show up in your analytics as home reach, but it is essentially exploring. So they're taking away a little bit of your reach to people who already follow you and giving it to suggested content, which is really, 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 really good if you're creating that suggested content, because now all of a sudden you can reach more people with it. But this also means there's going to be a lot larger fluctuations in engagement and reach between each post. Content that is really engaging and is really captivating will get a lot more reach than usual, and content that is not very captivating, not very engaging, maybe like an ad or something just personal that's not really related to much, is probably going to get a lot less reach than right now. This again is shifting towards what you see on TikTok, where one TikTok might get 10,000 views, the next one might get 10,000, the next one might get 1 million, the next one might get 5,000. Like, it is all over the show, and it just depends on how engaging or how long people watch that piece of content for, how they react to it, etc. And it can either do really, really badly or really, really, really well. Whereas now, like, the margin is much smaller on Instagram, which personally I prefer. Now, I understand why people wouldn't like this, but personally I would prefer have more reach to new people to make them aware of who I am and what I have to offer, and get a larger reach. And then when I want to reach those people over and over, like if I want to reach them every single week with a new piece of content, I can try and push them to an email list where I own the list, I own it, I can reach them directly, there's no algorithm, and so I can use Instagram to reach more people than normal, drive more people to my email list or to a blog or to a YouTube channel or to a podcast, or even to Instagram stories internally inside of the platform, or a live stream. I can use Reels and feed content to reach more people, and then I can nurture those people somewhere else. It doesn't have to be in the same place. And that personally I think will help grow your business a lot more if you structure it that way. Use your Reels and feed content to go and reach a ton of people, but when those people follow you, they're not going to see every feed post or every reel, and instead you're going to use your stories, email lists, podcasts, YouTube videos, etc. to reach every single person. So in conclusion, if you want to make the most of this update, start posting 9x16 content and start making sure it is engaging, is captivating, and as viral worthy as possible. Do that and you should see a nice spike in reach. If you need additional help growing and monetizing your brand or business on Instagram, then you can go and fill out the application form in the top of the description, and we will get back to you to see if we're a good fit to help you do exactly that. We do only currently take on 5 people per month, so jump in there, be quick, and we'll see if we can help. That's it from me. See you next time.